Yo, what's up? Haroutonthetrack. We're here with a beat breakdown, Meek Mill Flamerz 5 type beat. And this is actually a beat that would be on Flamerz if it was his whole style. However, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that mixtape. I heard snips of it. The intro was cool. The Eye of the Tiger sample and all that. Even though, if you send that shit to me, I will definitely do a better job of that. Nick, perhaps. Let's talk about it. But, anyways, I want to do a beat breakdown of this beat that I have right here, and it's actually up on my store as well. Let me just, yeah, there it is. Flamerz on some club vibe shit. High energy, high tempo. You can dance to this all day, every day, bro. What is this? Bay Area, Detroit vibes and all that. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. But let me show you how I did this beat. It's actually pretty straightforward. I have this melody right here, just going up and down the scale using, I don't know, what would you call that? Pentatonic? It might be pentatonic actually. Or as you can see, from one octaves, fifths, then fifths and sixths, you know, the half step to give it that little, add some tension. I don't know what you call that. A little bit of gloominess to it, but at the same time, it's not gloomy at all. Let me actually solo that and show you what it sounds like. As you can see, I did a little stop right here because to not make it so repetitive, robotic-ish, because it's a robotic melody, because it's programmed and everything is hitting in the same velocity. So I just did this stop. I heard that stop in my head. I'm like, something like that. It was just straight off the tippy top. I made that melody. And let's go to the layer real quick. First I layered the, oh, give me the damn. Then I layered it with this. Show what it sounds like. As you can clearly hear, it's a sound layer, but it's also a rhythmic layer. It adds rhythm to the track, and you're gonna hear that when the drums, when you get to the drums. It's really simple. It's really simple. I did not do anything extraordinary with this. Then I copied the bell melody to here. And let me show you what this sounds like, cause this is like a, you cannot really hear this sound, but you can hear like there's something going on in some sections of the beat. And this is the reason why. Let me play this. Some solo. Is it solo? Yeah. I should probably play this with the bell, so I might get a better picture. I have this and this solo, so let's play. Let me just show you the preset real quick. This preset is called String Runs in the arpeggio section, and it's in the factory presets in Nexus. And what I did to it to make it sound like that, because let me just show you. If I take these two off, right? Solo that. Play that one more time. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close, but then you add halftime and effect tracks back in. You guys see? Totally different sound. And let me show you what I used. I just used regular halftime, 1 bar, 100% mix. And then I used a preset called Pause Repeat, which is in Factory 5. Yeah, Factory 5. And then I adjusted the mix knob down here. So kind of like some parts is not affected, percentage is not affected, and the percentage is affected of the sound. Then I added in the EQ, just cut out the lows. And then to focus it a little bit more with what frequency that I wanted, I added in RC20 with this preset, Fiori preset called Cloudly. Sorry. And then a slight delay. You can kind of, it's very hard to tell if this delay is actually here, but I did that on purpose because I wanted to be subtle. I didn't want it to be all like echo itself like 100 times. I wanted it to be very subtle. To say the feedback is also all the way down. So yeah, what is next on the list? Then I added in this brass, staccato brass, even though it's not really staccato brass. I don't know what we call this. This is probably more like Maccato, but it's called staccato brass inside of Nexus. Don't know why. Ask them. But let me play this one for you real quick. And I added in this preset Hone Enhancer to make it more aggressive sounding. Plus I added in Sound Gordizer, which it does something to especially brass and strings. I don't know what it is it does, but it just works every time. Then I cut it out the lows. And also, yeah, I turned up the drive and the spike inside of Nexus. And this is the brass chorus that you hear coming in on the chorus part. It literally only plays here. Let me show you what this sounds like. Play that one for you if you wanna get me the MIDI, please. So again, very straightforward, but again, it's like a rhythmic element. It's like instead of being on the downbeat, it's on the one and if you understand that in music theory terms. I know I kind of sounded a little bit stupid right there, but whatever, who cares? I added the Horn Enhancer preset again from Fiori and Effect Tracks. Oh, Effect Rack, sorry. Then again, Sound Gordizer on brass and strings, I don't know, but it just works. I use preset D for this one. And then I added in this is like a reverb preset in the Supermassive, which is actually free. And I think Fiori's library is free too, if I'm not mistaken. But I added in this like very subtle reverb. You can barely even tell there's a reverb added to it. Then I just cut out the lows. And it's the last sound that I have. Well, it's not the last sound. I have a synth bass that I haven't gone through yet, but we're gonna go through that afterwards. I just added in this little sprinkle melody, this pizzicato strings. Pizzicato! And it plays on the verse part, on the second part of the verse. On both the first and second verse. As like to make it a little interesting, so it's not like all the same. Add some variation to it. And it's actually it's a very very basic melody. It's just like sprinkle. You see, I play the whole minor chord right here. I play the whole D minor chord right here, and then here I'm like doing like a rundown on the scale, as well as here. And there's a reason that I changed this here, because I'm actually going off the scale here, because the bass notes is going from D to D sharp. And that is not in the minor scale. This note is not in the minor scale. It changes scale. It would be... Is that B major, I think, because it's D sharp. No, the mode is D Phrygian mode. When this note becomes this note. How do I explain this? But I'm still using this note. So I'm shifting scale-ish. I'm shifting scale. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm shifting the scale from D minor to, oh, that would be B major. B major Phrygian mode. Probably or maybe. Don't quote me on that one. I'm not really sure what I'm saying here. If that is true, but let me just show you what it sounds like. Yeah, you can tell when the key changes, I change the phrase. When the key change, I change the phrase. This is because the key changes, and I will have to goddamn play with the bass tone real quick, and I'll play with the bell as well. Yeah, I'm playing with the bell tone. So let's play. You can tell. You can tell. I do this. I change it from this phrase to this phrase because of the key change. Because this key right here, the bass key, goes from D to D sharp. It's that simple, really. That's why I did this. And I don't know exactly why those notes work and why those notes don't work in theoretical terms, but that is the reason why I did that. If you understand what I'm saying. And then from then on, I'm gonna show you the synth bass. Again, it just follows the bass pattern. It's a very aggressive synth bass, and it's the synth bass that I know Nick perhaps used to use. I don't know if he does this anymore. Analog brass 1 inside of Nexus. I'm getting this shit all mixed up, ain't I? But whatever, we're gonna continue. Again, I added in the horn enhancer to like give it more grit. And again, sound goodizer on brasses, strings and basses as well, actually. It just works every time to make it sound like that. Let me show you what it sounds like without it. Sounds very plain, right? Now it sounds like it got enhanced on some steroid type shit. Let's talk about it. But let me go to the bell, tubila bell, tubila bell, tubila bell, tubila bell. And because I don't currently have my favorite library to use for bells, the East-West Composer Cloud, I had to use a sound font. Well, that's okay. It's actually a pretty decent sounding sound font. So let me show you what this sounds like. You can clearly tell there's like a delay on it. Chorus delay is a factory preset inside of Effect Rack. And then I added this subtle reverb from Fiore's preset library from Supermassive, free by the way, if you want it. And here go the part that really like enhances the energy of the track. Something as simple as just adding something on a downbeat, like an orchestral hit, or like the tubular bell that I played before. And this is an orchestra hit that I added in. Let me play it for you. Just following the bass line as the tubular bell did. And I added in again the horn enhancer on all brasses and strings. It just works. Again, the same thing. Sound goodizer, preset A, cut out the lows, and then some reverb to make it even bigger, space wise. Make it more epic, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. The mix, like 25% mix. You can clearly tell it's there, because if I take it off, doesn't sound as aggressive. Sounds way more aggressive now. Also, even though the lows have been cut out, it still sounds aggressive and hard. So let's get into the drums now. Let's get to the drums. Let me just solo the drums in here. Just solo the drums, please. Drums, please. Yeah. Let me just start by playing you the pattern without the hi-hats, because I wanted to make this beat have a bounce without the hi-hats on it first, and then I add the hi-hat into at the end of it, if you understand what I'm saying. Because these type of beats, they don't have a hi-hat playing through the whole track. They don't even have the open hat playing. No, yeah, they don't even have the open hat playing except for the chorus part. So this is what it sounds like without the hi-hat and the open hat. As you can see, most of the bounce is being carried by this right here. You can clearly tell that this right here, it kind of works as a shaker. It's the classical trap rocks. But what I did was I made it so that it will only activate with the MIDI. So I have it so that it stops right here. So I can control when it starts and stops. Let me solo this actually. I can basically control when it starts and when it stops. It's like right here, for example. I have like, so it goes like real fast. And that creates the bounce. Because by adjusting the ADSR inside here, so that it only plays when it's activated in the MIDI. So I can control when it starts and stops. It's that simple. This is the method that Nick Pabst used to do. I don't know who he got it from. He probably got it from like Arab music or some shit. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically the reason that carries the bounce without the hi-hat in it. And then you add the hi-hat and open hi-hat in. Then it goes like this. Let me just show you what the hi-hat panel looks like. It's a straight hi-hat, but like with up and down with the velocity. So it's a straight hi-hat, computerized as fuck. But there's a little bit of bounce to it with the up and down with the velocity. If I just left velocity at the same level at every single hit, it wouldn't. It would sound. I don't know. It would probably be very similar, but it wouldn't have the same bounce to it. Then you have the open hat, which is a very short open hat. a very short one. Because it's a fast beat, you don't want to... It ruins the bounce. It gotta be like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And it hits every downbeat. And also I think it's yeah, okay. There's a little gap in the waveform itself. The same with the hi-hat actually. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can see it. So it doesn't sound 100% on beat. It's like slightly, just a tiny bit late. And that also adds a little bit of bounce to the track, even though it's very subtle. And then we have the snare and clap pattern. Solo that one. So you have the classic boom, ga, 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 ga pattern, and then boom, ga, ga, ga. There's a change between that, and you hear that a lot in, especially Meek's music. Actually uses those two patterns a lot. What is it? There's a lot of tracks that uses this drum pattern. Also a lot of Meek Mill type beats uses that drum pattern. So yeah, that's why I went for that, and that was the pattern that I heard in my head at the time. Let me just play the whole thing once again. You also have this triangle, which is, I shifted that quite a bit off the grid. So it's kind of, it sits on top of the open hat, but it's comes in just a couple milliseconds later than the open hat comes in, and that also adds a little bit of bounce to it and a bit of energy to the track. Then you have the kick and 808, just solo those. I went for the, I think some people call this the Metro Boomin method, where not every single kick is hitting when the 808 is hitting. My kick does not hit at every single point where the 808 hits. It has its own little thing going on. Even though I think all of the hits on the kick is the same hits as the 808. But 808 has more going on, as you can clearly see. There's way more going on with the 808. And the pattern is very basic on the 808. It just follows the bass line with a octave jump at the end. Then the kick just is a simple pattern that hits with the snare right here. Again, that is to add energy to the track, where it's like boom. I don't know if what the fuck did I just do and say, bro? That was a ridiculous explanation, but I hope you understand it. I hope you can understand it anyways. There's a reason why I made this kick hit at the same point as the snare, to create more energy. Normally you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, but for something like this, you definitely would, because it creates more energy. Then you have the crash. Yeah, I have 2 crashes for the downbeat. Oh, yeah. Then you have that like a drummer would do it, with 2 different ones at that, 2 different crashes at that. That's what a drummer would do too, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on that. I should probably show you what the intro section sound like, because the intro section just basically lets you know what is about to come. Has a lot of energy in it. Let me play it for you.
Haroutonthetrack, so you know it's fast.
Tagline still don't lie. We got the string going. bass. And then we have these stumps right here, which literally only play at the intro and on this section right here, which I will play afterwards. It just goes like, you have this one, and this is the second one. Those sounds are from the Nick Paps kid actually, because he's the one who's been using these sounds. And yeah, I'm grateful that he actually put them in his kit back then when I bought it. Back in that must be 2017 or 2016 or some shit like that. But this is the intro section of the track. This is letting you know that it's about to go down. Because after this, now it comes, it goes straight into the drop. You can also tell the rhythmic element that this string sound adds to the track. If this was not there, this would sound kind of, I don't know. Let's find out. It actually could work without it too, but it just adds a little bit more energy. It could do without it, but with it, more energy, more rhythm, more vibes. There isn't a lot more to say really. Let me play this pattern for you, because this is the section before it goes into the chorus. You can hear the little sprinkle. It's just like, it's very low in the mix. It's very low in the mix. This pizzicato sound. It's very low in the mix, but you can hear like it just adds a little bit of flavor to it. Because without it, it would be, I don't know. You call it repetitive. It would work still. The track would work without it, but with it, it just adds a little bit more flavor to it. So it isn't so repetitive, so there's something new happening in the verse. And it's only in this part that it's only on the, whoa, I just accidentally put something in there. Bro, why are you doing that? Yeah, it's only here in the verse part where the pizzicato string is playing. Also at this section right here in the second verse. Let's just go straight to the chorus part, because this is where we have the brass chords coming in. Doing the little thing with the brass and with the arpeggio and with the string at the end. That's the second part. Let's play. Do you feel the energy of this? The energy of this section is absolutely nuts. Of course, it's the chorus. It's supposed to be the part that has the most energy in it. But when the brass come in with his little and you have it play with the rhythm of the hi-hat and the rhythm of the open hat and the rhythm of the fox and the rhythm of the, and this part comes in at the second section, making it even more, giving it even more energy. And then you have at the end the crash is coming in with the orchestral hits and tubular bell, all of it just playing together perfectly, if you ask me. It's just the perfect play of sounds to create energy, to make it something you can just get up and start moving to immediately. So yeah, man, that's about it, man. I have my riser effects, you already know those. Or if you don't, we just play it for you. You got that Dragon Ball Z sword right there on the downbeat. You already know. You know what's up. You know what's up when you hear those risers. It's Haroutonthetrack. So you know it's fire. We signing out of this motherfucker. Before we sign out, I'm gonna play the whole beat from start to finish. So anyways, man, if y'all enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this. You wanna see more of this, let me know as well. Join my Discord, support me on my beat store, or send donations. We got a link to all of that in the description as well. So yeah, man, that's it. Appreciate y'all for watching. Till next time, man. Peace.
Haroutonthetrack, so you know it's fact.
Tags don't never lie, bro. Outro, same as the intro. This is fire, bro. This shit is stupid. This shit is stupid, man. I'm out. Haroutonthetrack. A king of Meek Mill intros. An actual Flamerz type beat. Should have been on the mixtape, but anyways, man, I'm out. Have a good one, yo. Salute.